Some celebs pull up loco. You know we up next, pull up mofos. They gon' be there on repeat, they like, oh no. Where's the mix it, I will take a photo now. But for now, I'm loco. For now, preserve the beat, I'm more.
Come on, man. Go back again, man. Let me just put this chair up. This chair's made a map. Yeah, bam. Yeah, man. Some new news, man. Martinez now. That's like the hot property. We ain't got no here we go or nothing crazy on the Mbeumo news that I said earlier, but we just got to wait and see how that one plays out. But the thing that's been heating up in the last hour or so, it's definitely been Martinez, man. Martinez from Aston Villa. This is from the big dog. Yeah, Fabrizio Romano. Initial contacts have been made with Emi Martinez's agent, and it's understood he is willing to join Man United, even without Champions League football. Martinez is waiting to see what happens with Andre Onana. He wants to join. And then we've got this is an Argentinian source, yeah? This next one, the one in the middle. And it says Manchester United are advancing in talks for Emi Martinez. He's open to joining, and talks are expected to start soon with Aston Villa, a few days apparently. And this is another Argentinian source. Remember, he's Argentinian, so they know a lot about him. And it basically says Manchester United have made first formal contact with Emi Martinez, agent, over a transfer. United want him as their number one goalkeeper. Martinez and his family want to stay in England. So that's two Argentina sources, and the big dog Fabrizio Romano coming out and saying, yo, we want Martinez. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, it's looking like hold on, hi bro. I think Emi is finished. He cost Villa last season. It's just the one mistake with Højlund though, isn't it? If you could show me some more mistakes or tell me about them and I'll go have a look. But from what I've seen from him, he's kind of stern. He saved them a few times. It's just that one mistake with Højlund that people are kind of going off and saying, this guy's a lunatic, he's a madman, don't get him. But from what I've seen from him, he's been good. He's been kind of stern. Against PSG, yeah? Okay. I can't remember that one there. Was it a mad mistake? Was it a Onana type of mistake where he should have saved it? Or was it just like he got beat at his near post or something? But yeah, this is who we're linked with. I remember, you can see what our new system is. It's Prem proven. This is what we're doing now. We're not trying to go abroad anymore. Last season, we went abroad. Xerxes, Ugarte, Delit, Mazarari, everyone was abroad. Now we've switched it up and said, listen, players are not coming here hitting the ground running. We need Prem proven only. Everyone we're getting linked with. Look at Cunha, Mbeumo, Martinez, even KUDUS we're linked with now. All Prem proven. They've done it in the Prem. They don't need no adaptation period. Oh, give them a year, he's got to adapt, he's in a new country, he's young, blah, blah, blah. None of that. They just got to come and just hit the ground running, literally. And we're like the last player that we bought from the Premier League was Mason Mount. That's it, literally. So, and before that, it's probably Harry Maguire or Wan-Bissaka. It's crazy. Like, look how long ago that was. So now we're trying to switch it up. Our new thing is Prem proven. Forget all this going from abroad stuff. We want players in the Prem. So yeah, man, Martinez is there. I would prefer him than Onana. This is what I'm saying. You just told me about the PSG mistake. I've had to think about that. Like, oh, has he got any mistakes? And you've told me PSG. Onana, everyone knows how much mistakes he's got. He's probably got about 8 in his locker just this season. So yeah, I'll take him all day. He's 32. The only obstacle I'll say in the way is they're quoting 40 million apparently. And they've got PSR problems. So we're kind of bailing them out by paying that 40 million. But I don't know, man. I don't think we'll pay 40 million we're already budging with Mbeumo and certain things where we're moving smart. He's 32 years old. He wants to leave. They got PSR problems. I think they'll take a 20. Do you know what I'm saying? I know goalkeepers have got a long football life. They're not like players where 35, they're retiring and no, goalkeepers can go for whatever. So, yeah, like, I don't think, hold on, let me see what's going on now. Brian Mbeumo are trying to hijack the deal. I don't think it's true. He picks Manchester United. Listen, that Brian Mbeumo stuff to Tottenham has faded out. Yeah, the reports you must be seeing now, there must be old reports because I ain't seen nothing recently about Brian Mbeumo to Tottenham. I've heard Tottenham have got their own, they're looking at new players where they know Brian Mbeumo wants to go to Man United and it's done. Like, forget about it. So, yeah, I don't know about that. The Tottenham thing, that kind of fizzled out. Like, they said that there was a 70 million bid. Not one report has come, top report, and said, yeah, there was a 70 million bid. No one. So if they've done a 70 million bid, why have they not got him? They should have him because we're not going to give them 70 million. We apparently only gave them 60 today, offered them 60. So it wouldn't even make no sense. So I don't think this is true, to be honest with you. True, I do suppose he's better than Onana. Why don't they get Mike? Who's Mike? Who's Mike as a goalkeeper? Mike. Oh, Mignon, whatever his name is. Mike Mignon. Whatever his name is, the AC Milan goalkeeper. Is that what you're talking about? He's a good chance. He's a good shout as well. Don't like anyone will do, man. And he's a good shout. He's got a few mistakes in his locker as well, but he's not as bad, of course, as Onana. No one's as bad as Onana. yeah. Okay, Magnan, yeah. He's all right still. I wouldn't mind if he come through the door, but this is what I'm saying. I think they're on this Prem-proven thing. Remember, my man's got a bit of arrogance in him as well. He's World Cup winner. You know what I mean? Obviously, that one little bogus thing he done in the last game of the season when he took out Højlund, he was probably never going to score anyway. But apart from that, he's kind of solid. And he's good with his feet as well. He comes out when he needs to come out. Do you know what I'm saying? He clams crosses. He's all right for a goalkeeper, man. But the 40 million is crazy. Like, how can you be saying 40 million? He's 32. You've gone mad. He's a goalkeeper. Goalkeepers don't go for a certain amount of numbers unless they're up and coming or whatever. So, yeah, I think that 40 million is madness. I think that they're never going to buy him for 40 million. I think it's just being quoted out there. But when it gets to actual negotiations, we'll probably give them like a 20, 25 max. But he wants to come. He wants to come. We want a Prem keeper. I don't know why we want a Prem keeper. Keepers shouldn't really matter, but he knows the pressure in it and he can handle the pressure. You can tell. He comes to Man United, he'll be able to handle the pressure. That's the thing about Martinez. He's got the arrogance in him. Look at the picture in the middle. Like he's doing that in front of he's in a different thing, man. Look at him. But yeah, that's come out from 2 Argentinian sources anyway. And Fabrizio Romano has said, yep, we've initiated contact with Emi Martinez. He's willing to join. We just got to sell Onana. He's waiting to see what happens with Onana. If Onana goes, Saudi's meant to be interested, but Saudi don't bail us out. They bail out everyone but us. Would you be interested in Ter Stegen? Nah, he's got bare mistakes, man. Barcelona fans hate him. You know what I realize, yeah? See certain leagues, because we don't watch it every day, you've got to pre the fans, how the fans move with the players. So the Barcelona fans hate Ter Stegen. They've got that new keeper now, innit? Joao Garcia, and they're loving it. Joan Garcia, and they're happy. Oh, he has to be the number one, blah, blah, blah. Ter Stegen, they're trying to hound him out. I seen that news on everyone's channel. Brian Mbeumo is going to be hijacked. Listen, mate, I don't know what they're talking about. It's just, they hear something and then they just run with it. I'll show you in a minute about Brian Mbeumo. I've got something for you that. All the news about Brian Mbeumo that came out today, I will show you. I don't know about that hijack stuff. I haven't heard nothing about hijack. I'll show you the news about what came out today. Just give me a minute. I'll get there. And then we've got, let me get into, but yeah, that's all the things with Martinez anyway. It's advancing. Argentinian sources are talking about it. Oak, Dobo, Marita, and Orio, whatever that is. But they're Argentinian. I don't want to say it wrong. And the big dog, Fabrizio, they've all mentioned it. So that seems like it's kind of reliable. We got to sell Onana. Hopefully Saudi take him off our hands, and then we can go from there. Then we've got Mohamed Kudus, who is a baller. I rate him. Jacob Steinberg, he's come out and said Kudus is a target for Manchester United. And he's like the West Ham. He's like their inside man. Do you know what I mean? Like, he gives them all the drops on what's going on there. He's very reliable for West Ham. He's come out and said West Ham are trying to sell more Kudus. There's a lot of interest from the player from abroad and domestically. There's interest from Arsenal, Man United, Chelsea, Newcastle and Spurs. They hope that a bidding war erupts, driving the figure near 85 million. That's what they hope, that it goes crazy and everyone just starts going mad and bidding and it goes mad and then, yeah. But I can't see it going to 85 million. That's a madness. I can't see, like, he's not going to be back up to Saka because he plays on the right, I think. Yeah, he won't be back up to Saka. He might go Newcastle or Tottenham. United, we're looking at Mbeumo. I think this is, when we're linked to midfielders that are 10s, etc., it's basically like we're just trying to pull it out there that we got other options. Semenyo, Eze, Kudus. Do you understand? So when we're talking to Brentford and all of these teams, we're letting it be known, yo, we're linked with him, you know, like, if you don't want to do the deal, we can just go there. And most of them as well, we're not even putting that out there. They're just throwing our name in it. Like he just said, look at the last line. The hope is that a bidding war erupts. So if West Ham are smart, they're going to pull it out there. Man United, Arsenal, all of these teams are interested. So whoever comes in, you're going to know that there's a lot of teams involved. So you might start going up and up and up. Do you know what I mean? There's no room for negotiation because they're looking at you and saying, bro, if you don't want to pay the money, someone else is going to pay it. So that's what I think it is. But Kudus to Man United. Jacob Steinberg is saying he's a target. Jacob Steinberg's got a few right and he got one or two wrong as well. So he's not the most reliable because he said Ten Hag was sacked after the FA Cup final. He said Ten Hag has been sacked. We all know Ten Hag never got sacked after the FA Cup final. He stayed on to the next season and then got sacked. I think it was about November or something. So, yeah, he got that one wrong. Apart from that, he's got a 1-2 right. So I don't know if it's reliable or not. But like I said, I think it's just a smokescreen. We want Mbeumo to be next to Cunha. And then we got way more 10s. We got Bruno, Xerxes, Maino can play as a 10, Ahmad, Mason Mount, Cunha. That's 6 players already that can play as a 10. Why are we going to go and get another one? Do you know what I mean? Like, it doesn't really make sense. So I think our name's just getting thrown into this one, or we're putting it out there to make it seem as if we're thinking, we're like, we've got other options. I agree, Mohamed is a good player, but last year he was very poor. Yeah, but he does play for West Ham though. This is what I'm saying. It's players like this, they're doing a lot of defending, isn't it? When you put them in a proper team that they're attacking mostly, you'll see the best out of them. Do you know what I'm saying? Look at Sadio Mane. He was doing good in Southampton, but he wasn't the best. As soon as he went to Liverpool with Salah, ripped it. This is what I'm saying. And that's what we're hoping for Mbeumo. And Mbeumo scored 20 goals in the Prem last season. If he comes to a bigger club that you have more chances on goal, you should go crazy. But yeah, I rate Kudus, man. I think Kudus is a good player, man. A lot of West Ham fans don't really, they had a bad season with him. But like I said, you're in a transition. You got Graham Potter, you got Lopatelli. Things are not working. You're playing defensive. It's all up in the air. It's all over the place. So it's not really the best environment to be in. And then we had this news from earlier as well. Kudus, he's basically Samuel Lockhurst is very reliable for Manchester United news. Any Manchester United news, Samuel Lockhurst is reliable for it. And he basically said, Marcus Rashford is expected to have his number 10 shirt revoked, with it set to be reassigned to Matheus Cunha. And there was talks about this. When Cunha came in, he asked for the shirt. He said, I want to get the number 10 shirt. Remember, Man United's his dream club. He's from a baby. He's always wanted United. So maybe number 10's his dream number because he's number 10 in Wolves. Obviously, Rashford said to be leaving. I don't think it's a disrespect thing where it's like, take his top off him. I want that one. Like, no, I think it's been told like he's leaving. So you want that top when he leaves? Okay, no problem. That's what I think it is. But it would be awkward if Rashford doesn't leave, and you know what I'm saying, and he takes the 10, and Rashford's not even on the bench or nothing. That would be awkward. But yeah, Rashford's expected to go in it, so it don't really matter. This is the Mbeumo news that came out earlier from what's his name, Duncan Castles. He said Manchester United have offered a package worth more than 60 million to Brentford for Brian Mbeumo, and he said that on his podcast. He does a podcast every month, and he doesn't really tweet a lot, but he's reliable. He was reliable for the Ugarte deal. I remember for Ugarte, a lot of people didn't know what was going on. He kept saying, yeah, it's done, or we bidded 50 million, blah, blah, blah. And everything he said was right. And then we got Team Talk that came out earlier and said Manchester United are on the verge of sealing a full agreement to sign Brian Mbeumo, with significant progress made in talks with Brentford. And then they've got a replacement called Sheikh Sabali. And then you had Rudy Galletti with Valentin Furlan. And he basically said there's been fresh, intense talks in recent hours. It's been very positive. The gap between is now almost closed. So it's basically nearly completed. So that was 3 sources all today that don't even know each other talking about Mbeumo is very close. And then we had, no, not that one, this one. We had Graham Bailey that came out and said they made more or less the same thing. Man United and Brentford are close to agreeing a fee for Brian Mbeumo. United will pay over 60 million with a fee around this level. Also, always assumed to be needed to convince Brentford to sell him after seeing Cunha join for 62.5. So the Cunha money was always like, what, you look, Cunha for 62.5? That's how much we want, because they're on the same levels. If anything, Mbeumo scored 20 goals, Cunha scored about 15. So that's their leg to stand on. And then you had Anil Candola that came out early today, about 10 in the morning or something, and said, from what I'm hearing, Mbeumo to Man United is close to being completed. An announcement should be made within a week from now. He said that like 10 in the morning, and I just thought, what's this guy talking about? I just left him. But then when you put all of these together, all today, you know, by the way, I had to put the time on the Graham Bailey one there. Look, I left it on 5:50. It's all come out today. It's like, maybe Mbeumo is close. Do you know what I mean? But I waited to see, because these are the times where Fabrizio or and David Ornstein will come out and just say, yeah, it's close to being agreed, or here we go. It hasn't happened. So who knows? Is it true? Is it not? We'll have to see. Is it going to come out in the morning? I just report it, mate. Don't they want 70 million for Mbeumo? That's what I've been hearing, but they asked for 60 million at first. They said they want the same money as Cunha, but it's been getting briefed that it's 70 million, but that's only because it's Man United. Before that, they wasn't talking about 70 million. They were saying we want 55 at first. Then it turned to 62, the Cunha money, because we signed Cunha for 62. It turned, we want 62. And then I've been hearing this 70. So it's all mad. It's all in the air. No one really knows, but it's come out that it's 60. We've offered them 60 million. If they say no to that, I don't think anyone's going to pay 70 million, because he's got, his contract runs out next year. Obviously, they've got option to extend. So technically, he's got 2 years. But still, you can't pay 70 million. That's mad. 60 million is fair, innit? Like, it is where it is. It's still a bit over the top, but it can run type of thing. And this is basically Ben Jacobs earlier on the podcast on United Stand, speaking about Emi Martinez as well. He's saying, look, due to Aston Villa's PSR issues, the deal for Emi Martinez could be exploited in the next 2 weeks. Because you've got to remember, the financial year is the 1st of July every year. So Aston Villa have got bad PSR right now. They might get done for cheating. You know how PSR, like, you have to meet the rules. You can't lose a certain amount of money. They're in debt for that right now. So they need to sell players. So we might exploit that by coming and buying Martinez for a certain price. They're going to lose a player regardless, someone. A lot of our fan base want Onana because we need a midfielder. But Martinez seems like he's the one that we're going to end up getting. 30, 40 million is the figure that Aston Villa would like to be happy with, basically. I can't see us paying 30, 40 million. I think we'll pay like 25 max. Do you understand? But we have to help. They need help with their PSR, basically. So they need to sell somebody. And yeah, like it's come out today, Martinez is very open and he's waiting. He wants to see what happens with Onana and he wants to come. There's been talk about Diogo Costa. I don't think that's true. That we was a fan of him before, ages ago. And then, remember in Europa, he basically threw the ball in the net twice when we played Porto. In the first half, we scored 2 goals, both from Rashford, and they were both blunders from the keeper. Both of them was mad. So I don't really think, like if we're obviously he's meant to be a good keeper, he's good with his feet, etc. But that game scarred so much Man United fans that I don't know if a lot of Man United fans would want him. And he's going to be expensive anyway. I don't think we've even got the money for that. So Emi Martinez is definitely a favourite right now. Then I've got some bad news for us. Man United are not in the race for Victor Osimhen, as the player won't significantly adjust these wage demands. He doesn't want a reduction should his team not play in the Champions League football, which doesn't suit Man United. So basically, if his team's not playing the Champions League football, for me to come to you, you've got to pay me my money. I'm doing you a favour coming here. That's what he's saying, basically. If you're not playing in Champions League football, I'm not taking a wage deduction. So that's he's a good striker, and it is what it is, isn't it? But I just don't understand what he wants, because he's turned down Saudi. If you're turning down Saudi Arabia, how much money do you want? £1 million a week? I don't like it. It don't make no sense. And Tottenham and Man United remain in the race for Bournemouth's Anton Semenyo. This is another one where I think it's just the same thing. Either our name's getting thrown into it, or we're putting it out there that we can go for him as well, so that you don't get comfortable and just try and do us in a negotiation, that we will leave on negotiations and go for him. You can see in the press we're in for him as well. So Semenyo's another guy on the list if we was to leave the Mbeumo deal. Semenyo, KUDUS, Eze, etc. And then we had about Rashford is still optimistic about joining Barcelona on loan. However, the club prefers to wait and decide later. If Rashford goes to Barcelona, he would only be backup to Lewandowski, because they're buying Nico Williams. And this is what I'm saying. Like Rashford thought they wanted him. They came out saying, we want Rashford on loan at first. We ain't got no money. And then they went to put in a bid for Luis Diaz in Liverpool. Liverpool said he's not for sale. And then today they've agreed terms with Nico Williams, and that's from Fabrizio, the big dog. They've agreed terms and they're ready to pay his release clause, which is 58 million. So they've got money now. This is what I'm saying. No one wants our players. It's crazy. We're just bottom barrel. So he's not guaranteed to play left wing wherever he likes to play. If he's going there, he's got to be a backup to Lewandowski. And he's dreaming about Barcelona. That's his dream move. Man United are showing interest to a striker called Tolu Akrodare. United are continuing to do work on the striker options. Nigerian Akrodare, who scored over 20 goals last season, as impressed. This is another one. Look, like, I don't know him, but apparently he's meant to be a young striker. He scored 20 goals or something. That's a project to me. So I don't know about that. I don't know nothing about him. I can't talk about him, but from the time I'm hearing young striker, I'm immediately put off. I don't think we should do any more projects. Just get someone proven, make them lead the line. All this, bring them from a different league. He definitely doesn't play in the Prem. Bring him from a different league. Let's try him out here. I'm not with all that. So, yeah, I don't know who he is, but I hope he thinks. What your goals for Man United next season? We should be getting top 6, man. 100%, man. And if we get top 5 Champions League, if it's top 5 again, we should be aiming for that. If we sign Mbeumo, Cunha, and a striker, we should be getting top 6. We can't go another year without Europe. That's crazy. You understand? And that team is kind of good enough. And after I just looked at it, and Ruben come halfway through the season. They couldn't adapt to his style, blah, blah, blah. But now, pre-season, we're going to bed in the new players. And when you look at a lot of the games we played last season as well, it was narrow. We could have won a lot of them. We just couldn't put a ball in the back of the net. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, even the big teams, especially Liverpool, Man City, Arsenal, look how much chances. Like, so now that we've got better players, we should be winning these games, man. Wolves, we battered them the whole game. They had one shot on goal, a free kick, scored. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, stuff like that. Because we're missing so much chances. We've got these young players up front, leading the line where they should never do. They should be coming off the bench. Garnacho should be coming off the bench and making an impact. Højlund should be coming off the bench and making an impact. They should never be leading the line, all the pressure on them. So now we're switching it up, Prem proven as well. We don't want to hear, yeah, he's got to take a year to settle in. No. Someone's coming here from the Prem that should be able to go straight away, on goal. No talking. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We was, but we wasn't as well at the same time. But what I'm saying is a lot of the games, it was narrow. There was loads of games where it's like one little, we could have won it, but we just didn't have our shooting boots on or something. Like silly things like that. Like look at Forest. Forest scored 1 goal, Elanga, and then it was 1-0. Do you know what I'm saying? Like we couldn't do nothing. Just so much games that went like that. Like we lost by a goal, or we just missed so much chances. So yeah, man, top 6, man. If we get our signings, we need to start doing some sales. So hopefully we start moving on a few of these players and getting some signings. And then yeah, pre-season, go out there, proper learn the what Ruben's trying to do and go for it. Someone like Cunha should bed in easy as well, because he plays like that and he plays like that already, innit? With Wolves. He plays as a free already, so it shouldn't be too hard. But yeah, just to summarize everything anyway, we're linked with this striker, Tolu Akoro there. I don't know where he plays. I don't even know what team that is, what league it is, nothing. But I heard he's a young striker. And Vivel usually gets the young talents. Do you know what I'm saying? He's the one that got Sekou Kone and a few other players, so he must be a young talent. Barcelona, they're looking to sign Nico Williams, but Rashford still wants his dream move, so he's optimistic on waiting. He wants to wait to the end to get that move. Osimhen is basically saying, if you're not playing Champions League and I'm coming to your club, I'm not dropping my wage demands. I'm doing you a favour by coming. So we're not playing Champions League. We don't even have the money to pay him. So it's not going to happen, basically. That's what Ben Jacobs is saying. We've got Semenyo, we're linked with us and Tottenham. I think he's a backup to Mbeumo. If Mbeumo doesn't go through, we'll go for Semenyo. Emi Martinez, he's got PSR issues at Villa. So we might do them a favour by buying him. But Villa are saying 30, 40 million. I don't think that's true. I think we'll go for something a bit less. Mbeumo has come out today that we made an offer for 60 million to Brentford by Duncan Castles. Team talk said we're on the verge. And Rudy Galletti basically said intense talks, is very positive. We're nearly there. And then we had Graham Bailey that came out and said we made a 60 million bid as well. And that we're very close to agreeing a fee with Brentford's Brian Mbeumo. And then we had Anil Candola from TalkSport came out and said, from what he's hearing, Man United are very close to completing a deal for Mbeumo. And that's 5 different sources that do not even know each other. None of them work together, nothing. They're all different. They've all said that all today. There's no info in there from yesterday or a week before. All 5 of them are all today. So we're waiting for the big dogs to come out and say what's really going on. But it's just like, imagine that though. Like they've all come out of nowhere and said this and it's fake or it's not true. It's a bit mad, isn't it? There's someone there from Italy, so we'll see how this one goes. Hopefully we get something tonight or tomorrow. Cunha is taking the number 10. He was number 10 in Wolves. There was talk about him asking for the number 10 with the personal terms. So he's going to take the number 10. Obviously Rashford's going to leave. It will be a bit awkward if Rashford doesn't leave, but he still ends up with a 10. It will be a bit mad. KUDUS is linked with us through Jacob Steinberg. KUDUS is a target for Man United, and an X who is a proper good ITK for West Ham. He gets all the West Ham news, proper good. He basically said that West Ham are trying to sell KUDUS. They've got loads of teams interested and they're trying to start a bidding war to get to 85 million. Chelsea, Newcastle, Spurs, Man United, Arsenal. Again, I think this is a backup to Mbeumo. If we miss out on him, we'll go for him. But we're not going to go nowhere near 85 million. I'll tell you that for free. And then the biggest one is just Martinez, the big dog of them all, Fabrizio Romano. just came out and said initial contact has been made with Emi Martinez agent, and it's understood he's willing to join Man United even without Champions League football. Because remember, he ain't got Champions League football because he lost the last game of the season against us. He's only got Europa. But Martinez is waiting to see what happens with Onana. Because if Onana goes, we get him. If Onana doesn't go, we don't get him. So Saudi's meant to be in for Onana, but we don't know what's going to happen with that. Because Saudi don't want to bail us out for some reason. And then we got Argentinian sources, 2 sources from Argentina, the country that Martinez is from, have said Manchester United are advancing in talks for Emi Martinez. He's open to joining, and talks are expected to start soon with Aston Villa, a few days apparently. Manchester United have made first formal contact with Emi Martinez agent over a transfer. United want him as their new number 1, and Martinez and his family want to stay in London. So they really want to move. As Fabrizio says, he's open. So it's all about the price. Apparently it's 30 to 40 million. He's 32 years old. I can't see it being that much. So yeah, it's crazy. And the Osimhen news, my favourite striker. Yeah, the Osimhen news was here. It's not good news for you though. Man United are in the race for Victor. Are not in the race, sorry, for Victor Osimhen. Because, yeah, his wage demands is basically, he doesn't want to reduce his wage for a team that is not playing in the Champions League. So if he's coming, he's basically saying, I'm the one, I'm coming to your team, so I'm doing you lot a favour. Pay me what I want to, what I'm getting. I'm not going to think, but he turned down Saudi Arabia. So a team in Saudi Arabia, and they pay the maddest wages ever, and it's tax-free. If he's turning down teams in Saudi Arabia, I can tell why every team in the Premier League is staying away from him. Because no one in the Premier League is fully linked with him. Liverpool in for Ekitike. Arsenal want Gyökeres or Sesko. We want Gyökeres or Ekitike. No one is bang on Osimhen. It hasn't come out from no big journalist that, yep, this team wants Osimhen, because his wage demands are just crazy. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah, man, I can't... As it says in it looks like a myth. And obviously Semenyo were linked with him as well, and he's a myth. I think he's just back up to Mbeumo. So that's all of it. That's all the news for today, wrapped up in one. I'm here every day. If you ain't subscribed, please subscribe already. We do this every day, 3 times a day, but uploading all the latest Man United news at all times. Yeah, don't miss out. Say a lot of peoples in a bit.
Want some celebs, pull up local. You know we up next, pull up mobos. They gon' be there on repeat, they like, oh no. Where's the mix it up, let's take a photo now. But for now, I'm local. For now, preserve the beat, I'm more